city of Denver, the state of Colorado, you guys have been fucking amazing for the last 10 years.
Let me start off with a Twitch feed this morning, and I got to get the whole name right. Mile High Hockey Lab.
The city of Denver, the state of Colorado, you guys have been fucking amazing for the last 10 years.
Let me start off with a Twitch feed this morning, and I got to get the whole name right. Mile High Hockey Lab.
The city of Denver, the state of Colorado, you guys have been fucking amazing for the last 10 years.
Let me start off with a Twitch feed this morning, and I got to get the whole name right. Mile High Hockey Lab.
Live from Spectrum Community Services Studios in Colorado, USA. This is the Mile High Hockey Lab.
Hello and welcome to the Mile High Hockey Lab. Brendan, you're making faces at me, but you're the one that should be getting the face because you've shaved. You look weird right now. Jackie Gay is with us as well. This is the 111th edition of the Mile High Hockey Lab, where we are all Avalanche all the time, just like Brendan is all clean shaven all the time now that he has to be in front of fancy people. So let's talk about what we'll get into today on Mile High Hockey Lab. We will talk a little bit about that Necas contract that's probably at the top of everyone's mind. Looks like Cale Makar and Marty are a part of the party at the Informal Skates. We'll talk about that. We'll have some dark horse players ahead of this camp and early preseason action. Speaking of, we have a rookie game coming up Friday and Sunday, and rookie camp starting Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about that and touch on our top 25, under 25, number one player. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And last but not least, we will talk a little bit about some of the absentees and some of the news we've had on the injury front for the Colorado Avalanche. It's wonderful to have you folks with us today. Please head on over to the website, milehighhockey.com. You'll see all of our written material to include our top 25 under 25 segment, which just concluded last week. All right. So, Brandon, Jackie, let's do it. Let's just get right into the Necas contract. We still haven't gotten word. He is a part of the party, as I previously mentioned, now in these skates. But are you guys starting to feel a little bit of unrest? Jackie, I'll start with you. Where are you at on the Necas contract? I know in episodes past you've kind of talked about him being potentially trade bait. Has your viewpoint changed as we get closer and closer to the season?
Definitely not. I think it is a very large unresolved issue. I guess it's one that they could start the season with him. Sure. I mean, there's nothing stopping them from doing that. But, I mean, unless it's imminent, unless we're talking about a matter of days here, I think it's a huge issue. And I guess we can get into if it really is or isn't. But, yeah, I haven't changed my stance on that.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp as you. It is nice to see him participating with his teammates. Brendan, I know you've been in the house for a lot of that action. Today in particular, you were there and saw Cale Makar as well for the first time at these informal skates. How do you feel about the Necas contract? And tell me what you saw from young one Cale Makar.
Well, they still have time for Necas. So, you know what? I'm not worried. Just the fact that he actually showed up, but you know, they still got till July 1st, people. So, you know,
I can tell you my viewpoint on that.
Let's hear it. I'm here. Let's do it.
Okay,
it's only us three today, so
that's why this is going to be a fun one. Yeah.
What? I didn't hear what you said. What?
It's only us three today and Evan.
Okay. Well, sure. I mean, I'm up for a good rant, so I mean, I'm good with that. Okay. The July 1, yes, they could in theory sign him any day up until July 1st. But well, we just went through the Mikko Rantanen situation, and I know Necas is not Rantanen, but if the Avs, if that whole, oh, there's time, let's give him grace, we just want to see what the market is, we just want to see how the cap shakes out, none of that applied to Mikko. So we got scared. We traded him in January because they couldn't trust that he wasn't just going to walk. So where's that trust and that loyalty and that relationship between the Avs and Necas? Now, I don't think that Necas hates the Avs. He can't wait to get away from them. But it's a pretty transactional relationship at this point. He's under contract. He shows up. I didn't think he was going to, like, not show up. He has a contract. Like, he was going to be here. It's just a matter of how much does he invest in the team and everything that he doesn't have to give. He'll give what he's contractually obligated to, and that's fine. But just like with the Mikko situation, every day that goes by, the price goes up. Does that mean the Avs won't pay it? No, but if they couldn't find common ground on a new player, remember how the Avs love to take care of their new acquisitions. They signed Nelson like 5 seconds after the season ended. You know, they've always taken care of these guys they acquire. So now we're into this, oh, you know, now we're just going to wait. We're going to wait and see. Is the price going down by waiting and seeing? You know, maybe it's more on Necas's part. He doesn't want to leave money on the table. Fine. But the Avs are very much a line in the sand organization. And the fact that they couldn't find common ground when there was those great new happy feelings between the parties, do we think that's going to improve? Do we think that that's going to get us to a contract that's signed? The whole like, oh, he could sign in November or December. Like, why? Why would that be the time that the parties get together and agree on a contract? So their options pretty much are, is he going to walk? Are they willing to sacrifice that? Just have him for a year and let him walk? Or are they going to accept a pretty mild return that'll probably be just some draft picks? You know, where are they at now with what their true options are? Because the longer it goes on, the less and less likely they're actually going to pay him because the price is only going up.
I will say that we have evidence. I agree with a lot of what you just said, Jackie. And in fact, like, I would rebuttal with that just to add to it and say, like, yeah, they need to find common ground with Necas, but there's no way they find more common ground than they already had with Mikko flipping Rantanen. So
exactly.
the unrest in terms of the timing of all of this, I think it's completely founded. We've been burned before, but on the flip side of that, we also have evidence in the form of how Gabriel Landeskog's negotiations went, which it did in fact go down to the very end, and he still ended up being a Colorado Avalanche.
And that was founded on a lot of loyalty.
Yeah, and I think there's credence to that, to being to wondering if that's a possibility for Necas, knowing it's a possibility for anyone, let alone Necas. But also, you know, back to the Mikko thing, it's if it didn't work there, if there wasn't enough loyalty there, I have a hard time believing they can synthesize loyalty on no experience really together outside of one playoff run. They can't really synthesize the same relationship they had with Mikko. And if that relationship and that loyalty weren't heavy enough to keep him around, I have a hard time putting faith in that as a concept. Brendan, and you kind of brought this, and I'm glad this is actually the conversation I wanted to have about Necas, because I think this is kind of a polarizing topic, much like the Mikko Rantanen thing was. And I, maybe I'm being hard on the Avalanche, but I do kind of right now in this moment, knowing what we know now, view it as they sort of kicked the can down the road. But we still have the same issues, and we still having the same questions of, is Necas worth X amount? Is he really this or that in terms of his role? So Brennan, I'm curious as to how you feel. Is this a player that the Colorado Avalanche cannot afford to let walk?
Well, right now, no. To be honest, but he's no Brad Marchand.
There it is.
And so they lost 100 points in production with Rantanen. They only, as of right now, got 80 points in value back with Necas, because that's what his best season is, like 85 points.
Mm-hmm.
Shut your mouth, Evan. I think it's Annie took the words right out of my mouth, and she was saying it's already off the screen, but she said that he is waiting. There you go. That he's waiting to improve his worth. And that could be the case. It's always in a contract year. You're trying to do your best to try and get the highest value. And we always see that from players. We saw it from JT Comfort, that he did really well his contract year and then just kind of slumped out that following year. And then they, got rid of him. I think he's going to try and improve his worth because he dropped out during the playoffs and he didn't do that well. But that's just what I'm thinking.
I mean, the whole team dropped off in the playoffs. Let's be real.
Well, yes, but Necas in particular was supposed to be one of those guys that stepped up.
Well, I mean, you got rid of one of the best playoff performers in league history, so you kind of made your bet there.
Yeah, and he stabbed us in the back, but we
no.
Stabbed us in the back. I mean, the guy has to play. He's a professional hockey player. But
I know, but
I get it.
But as far as Necas
you're
is
talking
worth,
to me.
Like, okay, he was top 20 in league scoring last year. So, I mean, he is already on the upswing. If he thinks that he can improve that production, he's only going to cost more. This is why it doesn't add up. Like, it's fine if that's what he and his agent believe, but that is a path that doesn't end up with signing with Colorado. If it was because Mikko was too much, and of course we know that the Avs wanted to keep him, but they had a line in the sand. And if they decided that they couldn't go over the line in the sand with him, what makes you think they're going over the line in the sand with Necas?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the problem, is that he's only going to increase his worth because the comparables are going up. You're not lowering the price by waiting. So how does that benefit the Avs? How does that get them closer to actually signing him?
Yeah, and I can hear Ezra Parter is not on the show today, obviously, and neither is Evan, although Evan is a part of the show virtually via comment on our YouTube comments. If you want to be a part of the show, you can join Evan right now, actually. So
he's being
Evan,
a
you know what?
Warrior.
I'm going to grant you forgiveness since you're spearheading the comments right now, and I really appreciate it. But getting back to the matter at hand, I'm right there with you, Jackie. Like, I can hear Ezra saying, quit talking about Mikko Rantanen. This is Martin Necas. But I can see the trade tree. The trade tree will never leave my mind. And so I know how this goes. One of the things that I tweeted, I still call it tweeting. I hope you guys don't mind.
I do too. I refuse to call it X. It's stupid.
Yeah. But nonetheless, they do the meme of the swords all pointing at one guy, a bunch of swords, and it says, give your opinion that makes people do this. And my opinion is that if you really aren't sold on Necas, then let's just kind of roll the dice on what's shaping up to be one of the craziest free agent markets of all time. And just for the first time, my opinion will be let the guy walk, because you'll be able to approach free agency with a stack of cash. And if it stays the way it looks right now, which therein lies the issue, is it staying the way it is now. But if the free agent market looks like it does right now next year, I think if you'd rather just have a stack of cash, because I think you find a better fit for your top winger than Martin Necas.
But those guys, the problem with that is, A, how many of them are even going to make it to the market?
Right.
B,
sure,
if they make it to the market, they're going to be very expensive. And C, are they going to pick the Avs, even if the Avs have that kind of money to pay one of them? Which is the thing with they need to keep Necas just because he's a top line player, not because he's part of the Mikko Rantanen trade tree. It's because they need him, and that's why it's so important. But the whole like, oh, we'll just wait, he'll sign later. Like, you just can't go down that road after everything that we've said, and it happened with Mikko, and all the insane narratives about how he was such trash for not thinking that they were done negotiating in January, and to be like, oh, Necas has till July. I mean, no, we're not doing that. We are not having that kind of hypocritical conversation here. Like, you have to look at the past. The past matters.
I said the same thing about Rantanen. He had till this date, and then it passed. But you know, they always have until a certain date, and then it always passes. And yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's an av until he isn't. Totally get that. They could start the season with him, sure, but like I said, every day that goes by is less and less going to work out in the Avs' favor. So if some miracle comes along and they sign next week, I'll be happy. Everyone will say I was wrong, but I'll be happy because I don't think the Avs get better.
I'm waiting
by
for that
having
day,
him
Jackie.
leave. I'll say I'm wrong.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often, but I'll say it.
That a girl.
But I will happily be wrong, because I don't want. Let me be clear. I don't want him to go. I want them to sign him, because they're not getting better if they don't sign him.
Well, I for one I'm wrong often, and one of the things I was Brennan nods his head agreeing. One of the things I was wrong about was I never thought that they'd ever let Mikko Rantanen walk or leave or be a part of another franchise.
I didn't either.
I was wrong, and one fateful night at Dave & Buster's I found out. And that's kind of Anthony Pacino, who's a longtime listener, commented, yeah, you got to get that trade tree out of your head, Adrian. It's impossible, man. That's like an Avs legend. At the end of the day, he'll be considered an Avalanche legend, no matter what he does with anyone else, because it's where he did it first. It's where he got his start. So when you talk about Martin Necas and whether or not he sticks around, we talk about figures. I threw out 10.88 on X, and everyone told me that's way too much. I feel like, I mean, sure, it might be more than you're comfortable with, but at this point, you got to fork it over. How do you guys feel?
I think 10.5 could get it done right now. I think, it's probably more than you'd like, but that's just the reality of what inflation is and what it's probably going to take to get him under contract right now without seeing the market. I mean, you could argue that the other players signing, it's only going to help him. It's not going to help the Avs. So to get him to give all that up, I think you probably have to be at 10.5 right now. Well, if it gets to July, he could even get 11.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality. That's what cap inflation is, and that's what you're going to have to pay to keep the top line player. I was going to say
the market's going to be so inflated next summer. It's going to be crazy.
Which there's another thing. If you're Marty, is there more money to be made in the open market because of this inflation you speak of? So and there's just so many variables.
And if all those other players sign, guess what? He's the best. He's the best guy on the market. So if you want him to give all that up, it's probably got to be a pretty nice offer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I mean, right now we're having, people are muttering the phrase McDavid might not be an Oiler. So I mean, that's where the chips are going to start falling, right? And as long as that chip hasn't fallen, none of the other ones will, in my opinion. That's why I think this free agency is going to be so unique comparative to all the others. Because if Connor McDavid is serious about hitting the open market, which I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's just posturing, good negotiating, whatever it is. If that's a real thing, potentially, that's what's going to dictate the order of operations. Because that's going to be the biggest contract that anyone's ever gotten in the history of the NHL.
Oh, and it'd be crazy is if McDavid went to the Kings.
Yeah. Just like Wayne.
Just like Wayne.
Yeah, that would
who's gonna go else. With him?
Yeah, that would be something else. So that's why
McSorley.
Yeah. That's why I say like bring up the open market for Marty is because if it's inflating, it's inflating for everyone. And if it's going to be the free agency where we see the largest contract in NHL history, you're going to want to be a free agent at the same time because people are going to be tossing money around at that point. So I don't know, man. What an interesting thing. When will you be like very, very concerned, Brennan?
February.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
February, when we're starting to approach the end of the Olympics and starting to hit, that trade deadline time frame.
Yeah. Evan says he's already concerned.
Well,
so.
Evan, you're fired.
Well, let me ask this question, and it's a serious question. I'm not leading this anywhere. Let's say for whatever reason they can't get him signed. Either his price is so high or the Avs aren't willing to go over the line in the sand. Let's just assume that. What is the preferred outcome? Keeping him for the year, letting him walk, trading him at the deadline for maybe picks, or let's say trading him now for maybe a middle six? Like what if this isn't going to be a marriage, what do we want?
Yeah.
Picks.
Well, you know what? Our community and the milehighhockey.com sphere is so awesome. I mean, the comments we get on a post basis are great. And everything that we post, this conversation starts happening. No matter what the article's about, this conversation starts happening. What's happening with Martin Necas? And that is one of the things that people brought up to me that was interesting was that we constantly assume that anyone wants to stay here. Everyone wants to stay here. And I think that might be a naive assumption. I think we've seen other, which I don't necessarily agree with these guys, but we've seen other podcasters put out content where they're basically calling the Avs like a C or a B team on the upper. Oh, I guess their tiers were like S and A and B. And they were basically ranking the Avalanche a B team who viewed themselves as a contender, but weren't actually one. And I don't think that that's all the way true. I definitely don't think that's all the way true. I maybe agree that they're not an S tier team. I think that they're an A tier team and they have some S tier talent, which is where you get into this debacle where you're trying really hard to figure out who your team is in terms of the hierarchy. And if you aren't as close as you think you are and you keep leveraging assets, it's a slippery slope. So I hear the trade Necas comments, but I always revert back to AJ from DNVR, who says, don't work back towards the paperclip. And that is, to me, a very profound and correct concept, which is if you're trading things to improve, it never works going backwards. So I think it's imperative, even if it's $11 million, which is going to piss people off because that's like $1.5 million shy of what Mikko ended up getting. But even if it's
12.
that, I think it's $1 million then. And that's going to rub people the wrong way. But there's going to be a lot of pressure involved with that. So I hope they can follow through with that. Well, let's put a pin in that conversation and talk a little bit about some defenders. Cale Makar, we've been waiting his arrival at the informal skates, and he was indeed there. He has indeed arrived, Mr. Cale Makar. Brendan, he looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's Cale Makar. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was Jackie. You had him on a press tour. Yeah, that's what you said. That's what's kind of been holding him up.
I heard, but then why would he be there today? So I don't know, but I mean maybe. But then McKinnon wasn't there today. Did they split it up? Like I know they're doing the thing in Vegas. So I mean, could have been. I mean, who knows? Whatever. I mean, he was there. I wouldn't say I was necessarily that worried. It's just this is the time when you're a week away from training camp that you need to start noticing absences.
Well, yeah. And did Makar look like he was gassed? Of course. I mean, it was first day. But that he was at least with the rest of the group. And so, I mean, he was missing passes, a couple passes, and he was getting burned on the outside edges and things like that. But that's stuff that is going to happen on the first day, of course. He's going to correct that stuff, and it's all stuff that I'm not concerned about. You could tell he was breathing a little hard because it's altitude and stuff like that.
Well, I saw that you had the video of
no, David. Burns. He is not out of shape.
No, he's not out of shape. But I think it was actually Ryan who had the video of him and Burns, kind of working together, and it hit me right there. That's like, oh, you know what Burns is going to be? That is awesome. He's going to be a great kind of pseudo mentor for a guy like Cale Makar. Like, there's a ton of wisdom that Sam can hand over to Cale Makar, and I think he gets that a little bit from EJ, and he gets that a little bit from maybe Landeskog and stuff like that. But I think Burns can kind of bring a perspective that those guys didn't have, in terms of kind of like being the it guy as a defenseman. So I think that'll be very cool to see with Cale returning to the ice. One of the things we are monitoring a little bit, though, Jackie, is Sam Girard appears to not be there.
No, he is.
Oh, wait, was he there today?
He's not on the ice, but he's been there for the last week.
Okay. Well, then that's interesting. If he's not on the ice, that's not good. I mean, I look back on the tweets, and it seems like the last day that anybody said he was on the ice was August 11th, which that's like a month now. So if he's at the facility not skating, then that leads into even more why.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so he could be dealing with something. I'm not concerned about it yet. If he doesn't start training camp, then I'll start worrying. He also has a little one at home that could be robbing him of his sleep. AJ knows about that, or Adrian knows about that. Yeah. So I know about that one. Yeah, I've been there, and I've tried to play hockey on that, and it is not fun.
Yeah, well, Evan says, quote, there have been rumors of him being traded all week. Please no.
No, I mean,
whatever.
That's not what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah,
you can't hide a trade. Like, the Avs don't announce that. You find that stuff out through Puckpedia and through insiders. Like, so that is not what I'm getting at, that Girard is missing because they sent him away. No.
Okay, yeah, and if he had been traded, he wouldn't be at their facility.
Oh, of course not. So no,
with his own vehicle and walking around in the parking lot.
Hey, if someone's talking about the Avalanche, someone else is talking about trading Sam Girard. That's just how it goes, because God knows why.
Those people, yeah, I'm not gonna.
But they haven't really added a defenseman, so whatever it is probably isn't
Ronnie
that big of a deal, because if they are missing one of their only two left defensemen, they are up a creek. Let's just put it that way. They are so screwed.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what Atard shoots, but I doubt that is going to be a replacement for him.
You can't do replacement level. If you're missing Girard, you cannot have replacement level players.
Oh, you got Keaton Middleton. He's a lefty.
About Middleton, about Amat. I mean, that's great if they are not replacing Girard. So that's one reason why I don't think, if it's something that is a big deal. But he skates all the time. He skates early. He was out there early August.
I know.
Mm-hmm. So he's not somebody that babies it. Like, Makar, he does baby it a bit. Either that's his decision or the organization's decision. But Girard is somebody that always has been like balls to the wall. He was out there like the day he was cleared from COVID. Like, he's always been that way.
And in 22, he was out there in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they finished up in late June, and he was out there 2 weeks later.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that this highlights is how quickly things change if you lose one guy on defense, right?
Yeah.
And so David Nola brings up, I'm a little worried about defensive depth, honestly. That's what happens.
Sure.
When you lose a guy, then the depth is a little less deep. It's really not.
Well, that there is someone who's going to need a little bit of time, but he's also the same size, same stick side, and that is Barons, who is waiting to get up. He's going to need some time to play with the Eagles first.
I'll believe it until I see real signs that they care.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That would be awesome,
I mean,
though.
my point is that they play very similar games.
Mm-hmm.
And then and Sean Barons he's gonna need some rehab games in order to get going with his knee.
think we're gonna see a ton of Middleton. I hope you're ready.
Although he did have a really good play today, and I was super impressed about that.
Jackie, I love that you always go off of like commitment and kind of what the Avs have done on paper to show that they're committed. And like he's one of the people that they've seemed to have committed to and
Barons?
given like a
they wouldn't burn it.
No. Keaton, Middleton.
Oh, I think what I think is Middleton, I think he'll be on the team. I think he's like the 70. Which is okay. I mean, it's okay. Is it like my favorite idea? No, but it's livable. I think if he's in that role, that's fine. It's just like you can't have him at the 60 on day one because you already have too many replacement level players in the lineup on day one. That's a problem. And I don't care about like, oh, yeah, they'll make some more trades or whatever. I mean, to me, I think that's the stupidest strategy. You're not building a team. You're not even getting anybody that good. I am worried about the depth on day one. So, really don't want to see Middleton there on the opening night lineup. He needs to be the 7th D. Like, for real.
I think he will be, but I'm not too worried about...
And not the 7th D that plays all the time because there's an injury. Like a 7th D that sits most of the time. 7th D.
I predict that he's going to be that 7th D that plays all the time because someone's injured. That's when
then you're not really the 7th
in our round.
D, yeah.
Yeah, I know. In our round table, that was one of my predictions was that Middleton, which by the way, our round table will be dropping pretty soon here. Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah, I think Monday or Tuesday. Actually, maybe
just
Tuesday.
A little. Yeah. So and then that you asked one of those questions. I brought up Middleton and saying like, get used to him because I think he's going to play way more than you expect him to this
But then
season.
It's like, why can't you find better? This is where like it just you had a whole summer. Why is this where we're at? And who knows?
Because they already
left.
committed.
There could be a miracle or something. But
yeah,
if the miracle is like another waiver pickup or another like small bit trade or whatever they have up their sleeve or throwing away another pick for someone else's discarded player. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, why couldn't you just sign somebody better? Like this isn't
the
hard.
totem pole
like,
of talent.
This is what your summer's for. And we're talking about, well, Middleton will probably play a lot because they don't have anything else. Like that's not okay. That's not how you're going to win the cup. That's how you're going to be mediocre.
Yeah. Well, David, you're right. 40-year-old Brent Burns should be 6 or 7D, but 40-year-old Brent Burns is 40 years old, so that's kind of a wild card in and of itself.
Well, he's gonna be in the second pair. Yeah. So I mean, if they had the depth where he was on the third pair, then you're getting better. But if he was going to be the bottom pair, he would have stayed in Carolina. So
and Evan Middleton is top pair. Second pair with Eagles when he was there, by the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of more fluid there. It's kind of
but he was usually top first or second pair.
But they trusted him a lot.
Well, we're talking about Middleton, and he's kind of, I guess, a dark horse player. That's another question you had in the round table, and I think we'll also have another article specifically about some dark horse predictions coming out on the site pretty soon.
Yeah, that's more about the forwards because we know that they're going to need somebody to replace O'Connor.
Right. So I want to talk about that, though. I just, obviously don't give away too much from the article, but do you have a dark horse player like right off the top of your head when you think of this subject? To make the team, that you don't expect opening night.
Krzysztof.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
he's
would be
been skating
great.
with the main group, so
It is
Nice.
interesting to see the ones that are allowed to sort of stay around the NHLers more, and he's one that would restore a little bit of joy in my heart if they actually took him as like a serious option and give him like the games that Ivan got. He really needs like half a season. If he's going to make it, he's going to need about that 40 games. So if we did that, that would be one thing that would make me happy. But
that's how I feel.
Get that. Also,
That's
we
how
have
I feel about
Krzysztof
Barons.
article coming out on
Nice.
Thursday, I think, right before rookie camp. I mean, yeah, Barons, that's cool too. I need to see some commitment there before I buy into that. Is it possible? Yes. The last defenseman they got through that was drafted just retired. So
exactly.
Tyson Berry. So, little going to be a little hesitant there, but we'll see. With McDonald out for 6 months, if they need to give Barons that PP1, they need to give him like big time opportunity. If they're serious about him, they pretty much just have to say like Barons is going to take the McDonald role, not the veteran part, but they have plenty of veterans. We don't need to worry. They're not going to be light on veterans, but he needs a big time opportunity.
Well, and that's going to be the problem is that McDonald was eating up like 20 to 25 minutes a night.
You have to give that to Barons if you care.
Well, yeah, but to jump him in right away.
Okay, maybe not like day one, but I mean, by November, he's got to. I mean, they have to be serious about it.
Yeah, yeah, and because him and Ashawn were McDonald and Ashawn were playing together, and I think Jack was averaging 23 minutes a night. And that's because he plays a lot of like what Kale does. He does the power play, he does the penalty kill, he does 5-on-5, he does 4-on-4. Any situation.
Like, why?
What's that?
But then it's like, why? What's the point of the AHL then? If you have Jack Ashawn doing that and not Sean Barons. And I know we're not there yet.
And so was McDonald. But that's why they were both getting so much time.
But if they have Barons, I agree. On PP2, the reason why and he gets like 15 points, it's like not gonna happen.
And it's gonna bump
the
up.
Reason
Barons,
I feel like. Go ahead.
Question is who's gonna get that sixth spot now, and I think Hank Kemp is gonna get it.
Yeah, I think I thought he looked like a decent pro at whatever it was development camp, so probably. But I think to go back,
Barons has a better chance than we think, because I think the thing about him that I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like the Avalanche have a lot of respect for guys who've won in the past in their development. And I mean, his time at DU, two national titles. I think he had a runner-up as well in that time frame.
The problem
bronze
is
in World Juniors.
They don't even fully trust Malinsky. He's 27 years old, and they don't fully trust Malinsky. Okay. I mean, they can say all this stuff. They love captains. They love winners, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is what happens on the ice. And that's my concern. It's easier for them to bring up a fourth line forward, give him 3 minutes, and say that that's an opportunity. Like, they're comfortable with that level of risk. Now they're going to have to be comfortable with the level of risk of a younger player missed an entire season on the blue line. And like I said, they don't even completely trust Malinsky. Are they going to trust Barron? So I just see so many pitfalls. But you're right. We got to see what happens before we get there. But that's why he's not my dark horse, because I have to see so much before I believe it. And I think the forwards are more likely to so to answer your question, I think like the easy dark horses are obviously Bardakov, because I mean, he's going to get the first crack at it. I'd be surprised if he doesn't make the opening night roster. Are they going to keep, I don't see them keeping 2 extra forward or even 1 extra forward. They'll probably keep an extra D like Middleton, but they probably won't keep an extra forward. they did. I could see Steinberg. They do seem to like him. We talked about Prishpov. Is it sad if Ivan's a dark horse? How can you play 40 games and be a dark horse?
Yeah, I think he
That's a
still
little
might
sad to me.
be. What about Bradley? No.
I do not like Bradley. If they have Bradley over all those guys you just mentioned, like if you want the big, strong, tough guy, I mean, even though Steinberg's not big, but the tough guy act, you're just going to use. I don't see how you arrive at Bradley. I don't see how all the people we just mentioned are no's and you end up at Bradley. The one that
What
I will
about
say that
Bardakov?
well, Bardakov has the gift of promises, so he's probably going to get the first crack at it. But let's say there's another injury or they actually want to carry an extra forward, maybe that opens the door for somebody else. I will say that you mentioned a name that I was going to write up about, and that's Cooper Gay. I think he's somebody the fan base does not think about at all. Like I posted a poll on our Mile High Hockey Twitter account. Is Gay going to get NHL games this year? And I think it was like 80-something% no. I'm like, we're talking about one game? No?
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
And I think if for whatever reason they don't like all the forwards we talked about, I could see him because he's a bigger guy, he's older, he's one of their college heroes, and I liked a little bit of what I saw from him. He's got a touch of skill. So he's not like a big guy in like a McDermott kind of mold. He's a big guy and sort of like can actually maybe shoot the puck.
Yeah, he can. And he can move. Where McDermott kind of was just like clumsy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if the people are listening have no idea who Cooper Gay is. We're not talking about a big guy as far as like enforcer or fourth line grinder. Like big guy with skill does make you think, could there be something here? So maybe.
I see it. There's, to me, it's never obvious, and I think Ivan's the most obvious one. Even though, like you said, he has that 40 games, he's still under 25, which is what found him on our top 25 under 25 at number 3. Which is funny because him and Gulyayev are the highest ranked skaters in our top 25 under 25. But Nikita Prishchapov is at 7, Steinberg's at 9, Bradley's at 10, Bardakov at 11. And so I'm kind of just like, I look at this, those are kind of the guys I key on. And Prishchapov, I think, has a chance, especially now that you tell me he's skating with a lot of the NHLers and these informals. That's usually privilege, not a right. And Jackie, like you mentioned, big and skilled in Cooper Gay. And that's always a kind of a wild card. I think of, like, as weird as it is, Bichelle for the Stars. Bichelle, maybe I probably butchered that.
Is he a D, though? Am I losing it?
He's a D. He's a defender, but it's the same sort of thing. Like, he didn't necessarily look like the most polished guy, and then you just kind of put him in and you realize, okay, he's really good for being a massive human being. And that does carry some weight, especially at the highest level of hockey. Those are some adults, running into each other and stuff. So let's talk a little bit about our top 25, though. We landed on Ilya Nabokov as the unanimous number 1. And some people were surprised that he was unanimously chosen as the number 1. Are you surprised that people were surprised, Jackie?
I thought I chose Gulyayev, but I can't remember.
No, we had ones across the board for Nabokov.
I guess. I mean, considering he was unanimous for us, I would say, yeah, I'd be surprised if people are surprised. But then I've seen other lists, like the Athletics list, which, by the way, ranked the Avs 32nd in the league. They had Brindley as their top prospect. Like, the prospect people aren't as super high on Nabokov. I do know a lot of fans, I think, like Gulyayev a lot more. Some of them do, so that doesn't surprise me that some fans prefer the defender. I mean, I get it, but I just, like, people think when they say, oh, he's about ready to come to North America, and they think that means he's coming to the Avs. No! North America means Colorado. Colorado doesn't necessarily mean the Avalanche. I mean, I still like him as a prospect, but is he on like the fast track? No. So that's why Nabokov, I think. I don't know. They're just going to hand him the backup job. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves there. But he probably is going to have the best
I'm getting
opportunity.
a little ahead of myself.
Well, and that would be such a slap in the face to Trent Miner, who's worked his way up from the Grizzlies and has gotten some starts last year with the Avs, and
Oh, like for sure. Yeah, I agree he doesn't get enough respect, but as far as ranking, but what does it mean though? Is he going to be more than what he is right now, which is valuable for sure. But are they ever going to do anything with him? Is he just kind of like the third goalie going to get a pat on the back and a thank you? That's why you like how high can you rank him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also a lot of the comments where he just was really good at protecting the bottom of the net, and that he's not seeing the shooting talent that he would see in the NHL, and that would expose him as kind of a smaller netminder. But we've had plenty of success with smaller netminders. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do agree he doesn't get enough respect. I think Miner has done a really good job. But like,
yeah, poor Trent Miner though, just sitting there.
It's just so hard to try to project who is going to move the needle for the Avs.
Especially
like Brindley. We don't talk about Brindley, but I mean he was like a top prospect a year ago.
Also undersized, right?
He is very small.
Yeah.
But like, are the Avs going to treat him like a top prospect? Should we be thinking of it like that? Like that is he the dark horse? Are we just all wrong that we named all these forwards and it's going to be Brindley?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the pedigree over all of them. They traded for him. Are we gonna see him at training camp and all of a sudden he's on like a reline with the NHL players and we're like, oh, we didn't think about this. So maybe that's my answer. Maybe it's Brindley, because are we sleeping on him, or are the Avs just gonna throw him in the pile with everybody else, which is very possible too. But like I said, the Athletic called him our top prospect. Are we not talking about him enough?
So he's our top prospect, and they ranked the Avalanche 32nd out of 32
well, yeah,
teams.
I know.
Well. So maybe we should be looking.
Players.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably be looking at the whole crop and going, probably not.
But still, are we sleeping on Brindley? Nobody's talking about him.
Yeah. Well, if all of a sudden he comes to the table and we are talking about him, we'll at least be able to say that we talked about the Athletic talking about him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if they roll him out there with Ross Colton day one, I was saying.
Sheesh. Can you imagine?
You always got to pay attention to those training camp lines. They're not random.
I have noticed that Ivan has been skating with the second group more than Prishy has. So,
yeah, that says a lot to me.
Has he? Yeah. But has he not been there very long?
He has. Yeah, he's only been there a couple days, but to me that says something.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know, that's another reason.
Steinberg from day one has been skating with the main group.
Interesting. They like Steiny. They like
I think
playing
they
off
do
his
like
suspensions
him.
too.
Well, when you're willing to fight Zadorov from day one.
Well, so was Legacy Ave. That helps too.
That too.
Well,
that kind of
Zadorov wasn't even a fighter.
He's not.
I don't care. He's not a big tough guy. Care. The guy's got like 6 inches on him.
Okay, but if he fought Landeskog, now we're talking. That's fighting somebody.
You don't fight the captain.
Yeah, well, that's fighting somebody who could fight you.
Well, Steinberg's definitely willing. I wouldn't put it. I think he'd fight pretty much anyone, but it's like, can he make it through? Because he's still a bit of a slight player. He's not a big guy.
Have you seen any of that from the informals? Any feistiness between the guys, or has it been pretty chill?
It's been all chill.
That's good. That's good. But also, I kind of like it when they fight each other. It makes
there's been no ruckus at all.
That's good.
unfortunately. Like there's like there hasn't even been like one of those moments where I think it was a year or two ago where I saw McDermott pull someone aside. I think it was Keaton who pulled Keaton aside, and he's like, okay, here's how you fight.
Yeah.
Like
That's awesome.
you know that scene in Goon where
Yeah.
his friend's like, okay, you got to grab his jersey,
Yeah.
and then you have to and
You
then
pull
you
him
can
in.
and then you can pull him in and punch him.
Yeah.
And they were doing exactly that.
That's awesome.
I
That's
want to
awesome.
I'm looking at our comments from Evan. I think maybe we should get an answer from him. Because
Yes.
he mentioned he wasn't able to vote in our top 25
Yeah,
under 25. So
Who would have you given the 1-2?
yeah. Does
Yeah.
Evan have any like comment just about our list? Like, was there anybody that he would have had higher or lower or something? You know, just anything
It
you want
does
to
look
mention
like he
about the
said
list.
he does look like he said Ivan has fallen off the radar in his mind more than maybe he should have. And he said, yeah, I wouldn't have ranked Nabokov number 1. I feel like Trent Miner is meant to be the third goaltender. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brennan and Jackie. It feels like it right now. But yeah,
But anyway,
Evan,
yeah,
if you're
you
still
hear
there,
us,
let us
Evan,
know.
yeah, let us know if you have any comment about how the list came out, if anything is different in your mind.
As in terms of like the goaltender depth chart?
No,
Or
I
the
just
final-
mean our
the-
ranking. Like, is there just anybody who wants to say, "Oh, I would," that's too high, too low, whatever.
So
Well-
here's how it, I mean, I'll do the top 10 real quick just to give
It's like I
everybody
gotta pull up our Google Sheets so I can see it.
Yeah, just
just
to
see
jog
a
everyone's memory.
clean sheet here. So give me
So
a second.
this is from, we'll go from 12 down because I just like saying this first one. Number 12 was Taylor McCarr. Number 11 was Zakhar Bardakov. Number 10, Chase Bradley. Number 9, Matt Steinberg. Number 8, Danil Gushchin. Oh man. Nikita Prishchapov at 7. Number 6, Trent Miner. Number 5, Sean Barons. Number 4, Gavin Brindley. Number 3, Ivan. Number 2, Mikhail Guyayev. And number 1, Ilya Nabokov. That is how our top 25 under 25 settled.
And Evan responded, I don't really have anything different in my mind when it comes to it. I'm just surprised there was even 25 to make it up. We had 26. We had one honorable mention. I can't remember at the top of my head who's the honorable mention.
Posh.
Oh,
yeah.
The young goalie.
Yeah,
so, yes, we
honestly,
got across.
I watched Posh when he played 2 games, I believe, with the Eagles, and he needs work.
Yeah,
definitely gonna be with the Grizzlies. I did want to ask about
goalies
Gushkin.
hard.
I thought there was a comment that he was there earlier, but I don't think I've seen his name lately. Is that correct? Or I know it's hard to mention every single person, but
yeah, it's hard to mention. And then it's like I can never tell when it comes to the goaltenders unless it's
Who's who.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like I know 3 of them for sure, and then when it comes and Posh has like 3 freaking masks.
Oh boy,
that doesn't help.
Yeah, like
no, I mean Gushkin, the guy that they got from for Lawson, that guy.
I think he's been there, and I'm not sure because I can't figure it out. And there's a number 75 that has been there, and
there's so many small guys.
Yes, he is a small guy. He's like my height.
Like I know Barry Boulay is small, and Brindley
I know Barry Boulay because I've been looking forward to seeing him because he came from the Tampa system. And
Evan mentions, I had this on the list too, that the Grizzlies are leaving, headed to New Jersey, so the Avs will likely be looking for a new ECHL affiliate. Correct? New Mexico is who you think it'll be,
because New Mexico starts playing next year.
Which of course would
make advantageous.
Makes sense, but
location
the minor leagues don't necessarily always make sense.
Yeah. And so as in terms of location, the New Mexico is the only one that doesn't have an affiliate. They're the closest. I did list let me pull up my threads because I listed up to someone that It's like, hey, here's all the ones that are close.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are all assigned to someone, because there's not enough affiliates right now, because there's 29.
Not 32 ECHL teams.
Yeah, there's only 29. The Greensboro Gargoyles are going to be starting this year, and I don't
Love
even
that.
know. Yeah, and their jerseys are so sick. I love
Gargoyles.
them.
Come on, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was a gargoyle. Come
and
on.
they've got like purple and black jerseys. They're so awesome. But I don't know who they're affiliated with, to be honest.
Interesting. Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll see how that all sorts out in this ECHL, as the Avs look to be needing a new affiliate with the Grizzlies moving on to New Jersey. Evan, they're getting closer to you, but likely the affiliate will get closer to us once again. Brandon or Evan's out there in Buffalo right now. So Anthony says he thinks it'll be in Albuquerque. That's cool, Anthony. Thank you very much.
It's Rio Rancho.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so the closest ones are it's in South Dakota. That's Calgary. You have Lake Tahoe. That's Vegas.
Idaho, but I think that one's been Dallas for a long time.
That's been Dallas forever. Allen, they just re-signed with someone. Tulsa and Wichita. Wichita, I believe, is San Jose. I can't remember who Tulsa is, and
Allen changes a lot. So
Allen is notorious for changing every year, and then you have KC. So I would think that they'd probably try to jump on the Rio Rancho train, because it's a straight shot down I-25.
And that's literally the straightest shot. If you've ever driven that drive, it's like the straightest highway drive I've ever been on.
I've been through that pass several times, and it's
it's monotonous. That's how straight it is. Well,
I don't also live down there like you do, so
yeah, true. Hey, well, we're close. We're close to New Mexico. We're not quite in it. That's where we get all of our flavor, dog. But last thing I wanted to touch on was the surgery we heard about for McDonald. Where does that put things for the Eagles, and obviously for the Avalanche as a result, as kind of the totem pole of talent, as we've dubbed it? It's getting sorted out. Brandon, what are your initial thoughts on that? Obviously, he had a legendary season last year, literally legendary. And now we get word of this surgery. What's the outlook?
Well, so he won the Norris Trophy last year for the AHL. It's called the Eddie Shore Award. Right. And he broke the defensive single season defensive goal record, which had been standing since 2000. Someone from Wilkes-Barre from the Wilkes-Barre Penguins. But he had 31 goals. 13 of them were power play alone. So
wow.
Yeah, or they're going to be missing the power play.
Yeah.
I even told him at one point, it's like, I didn't have to look up to know that he was shooting.
It was you.
Yeah. Because his slap shot has that unique of a sound.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's worked on it that much. And San Jose has actually, I saw him during a practice. They had put a dummy up in the spot that he normally shot from, and we're working defensive drills to try and work around his spot that he did one-timers from. Yeah. It was nuts.
That's cool.
But I think it's going to bump Barons up like we were talking about before. It's going to give Kempf a significant shot at the bottom pairing. And it's going to obviously kind of mess with the plan that they've had all year. Weidemont's going to get a lot more time on the second one. Weinstein might get some more chances at the bottom pair, because I thought that Weinstein was going to go straight to the the ECHL, given his size and his experience.
Still might, because then they signed that Gagne.
They do, yeah. I think Gagne's a bubble player. So
Interesting.
I think given his size, if this ad will go away on
I've
Puckpedia, there
seen
we go.
some folks suggest like could Gagne be a dark horse for the Avs? I'm like, really shouldn't.
Yeah, I think he's a bubble player with the AHL, ECHL right now. He could be like one of those Nate Klurman type things that he's. I haven't seen enough of him yet to say, hey, he's good. He's big, so
Yeah, so we'll see how much skill, if any, is there.
yeah, he's 6'5" and 225 pounds. He's a big boy.
Geesh.
Yeah,
I saw a video of a guy who was like on a junior team, and he's like 7'2", and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, and I think he is slated to go to University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
for me,
that is
anything over 6'4" is like diminishing returns. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that's cool that you can play hockey when you're a behemoth, but I just don't think it makes you a good hockey player. Like for me, the way that you still might draft a 5'10", 5'9", etc. guy, but they have to be exceptional. To me, that's if you're over 6'4", you have to be absolutely exceptional. Like to me, the
you
whole
gotta
like
be Chara.
yeah, like the whole because he's huge, that means he's worth investing in. Like no, because if you're that big, either you have no puck skill or you can't skate. It's one of the two.
Yeah. Well, and the Avs have 8 two-way contracts on the back end that are going to. Well, no, that's
they might need it.
No, 7. They've got 7 because Boykov's still listed there, and gosh, he's never gonna play. Yeah, he's never playing for us again.
I wish that Puck. Let me just bring this up for anybody. I wish the Puckpedia would clean it up because it's ridiculous to have like Boykov listed there. It's also ridiculous to have like 15 forwards still listed. Like when people say they have 1.3 million cap space left, they don't, because look at that roster. Those players are not on the roster.
Like let's see, Gushin's not going to be there. Felber's not going to be there.
Like take them all off. If you want to add one, put Bardakov there. That's going to give you the realistic. Pick 70, including Middleton. Put Bardakov there. They probably won't even put O'Connor on IR. That's your roster. Like,
they're gonna put McDonald on. They're gonna put him on LTIR, and that's gonna get him 4,000. But that's
here's the comment of the day right here. Pour one out for cap friendly. Yes, yes. Pour one out. This one's for my dead homies. Oh, that's great, man.
Hey, like Puckpedia is doing
Washington
okay,
Capitals.
but like anybody that just wants to like just reference them off the top, like please look at what they have listed.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. And they still have Sampo Ranta on there.
So I wish that somebody with some like common sense would just clean it up a little, because there's some mistakes there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're listening, you have a volunteer. Jackie will go in there and clean up that roster.
No, I am not a website person, so that would take a lot of dollars.
Yeah. Money talks, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
but like, please stop saying that they have 1.3 million cap, because they don't. So that's not right.
Yeah.
Actually, they have more than that, but that's
okay. They have more. Thank goodness. Thank goodness they have more than that. We've covered a lot today. We talked a little bit about Martin Necas' contract, threw out some figures. Cale Makar and Martin Necas are now a part of the Informal Skates. Brought out some dark horse players, rehashed our top 25 under 25. Again, there's a rookie game coming up Friday and Sunday, so that'll be cool. Rookie camp starting on Thursday as well. Catch a glimpse there. And then obviously we talked a little bit about McDonald and how that will affect things. Is that everything? You guys, am I missing anything? You guys want to touch on something else?
I think so. I guess this is what we're starting with. Camp's gonna be next week, so I don't know. I still feel like, are you guys gonna do something? Like, I hesitate. Like, I'm putting out all these preview-ish type articles, and I'm like, if this stuff's all wrong, I'm gonna be so mad, because like I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, and there's no other
Mhm.
shoe. Like, I got to publish something.
Jackie's just
So,
gonna be standing there with one shoe. And
yes,
what are we gonna...
I'm gonna cause it. I'm gonna get them to wake up because I'm gonna put out a round table, and then it's like, then they finally go get their real players.
There you
So,
go.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm sitting on my the Avalanche have signed EJ article.
Oh, you're just, it's in the
Oh,
queue.
we
You're
haven't
just
talked
waiting.
about
Yeah.
that.
I've got that scheduled for whenever.
Does that need
I've
a
got
second?
mine, and this is sad, but the one I've got queued up is Erik Johnson joins the altitude crew and will help the broadcast team coming in.
Yeah. So
2025,
they either
26.
sign him or he retires and joins the altitude crew.
Mhm.
That's
that's
my
what I see.
prediction. And then names his next horse Bernie.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, because we've had Landeskog, we've had McKinnon. Let's see, what else? Maybe he names it Burnsy because he finally gets to hang
One
out with
last
Burns.
thing. Are we surprised no PTOs yet? I know there's a week.
There's no
left,
room.
But
I'm surprised.
I mean,
Like,
they've
no
always had
PEBs?
PTOs. When they were stacked, they had
Yeah.
PTOs. So they have.
Yeah.
Isn't
But
that kind of weird?
Well, okay, so here's my thoughts on it. So because they've got 23 active contracts right now. Any agent's going to look at that and just be like,
But you're looking at Puckpedia. Like, take those people off. Like, send them all down.
Okay, so maybe two spots left.
Okay,
I think
still.
so. It's more than zero, baby.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, still like, are they gonna bring in a real player or something?
Well, hopefully by this time next week, which, folks, I have good news. We will have one more episode in 2 weeks, and then after that, we'll be getting back to weekly installments of the Mile High Hockey Lab because it'll be October, and it'll be time for hockey. We are, 29 days, now 28 days away from the start of regular season hockey for the Colorado Avalanche, and there's
saying he hasn't seen.
PTOs.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's been a whole list of PTOs.
Carolina, I can't believe this PTO Chillington and Giovanni Smith.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Like,
Wild.
That one's hilarious to me. But there's been a bunch. Kevin LeBlanc.
St. Louis picked up. Who was it?
Isn't it the super old guy?
Lucic.
Yeah, Lucic.
Milan. Yeah. I was like, okay, so all the ladies better
because
watch out.
I burned that's how I burned them, because I said that they're old. And Milan Lucic, maybe they could get Jaromir Jagr to come back since he's still playing.
Oh, you know he would.
League.
But to be fair, do I think the Avs need to solve their roster issues with PTOs? No.
Please
but
no.
I'm surprised they haven't
Yeah,
added one yet.
I know
too. There's a week left. But usually there's some random guy skating with them. And I know that guy's EJ, but I still don't think they PTO him. Like, can anybody find an example of somebody that was PTO'd that was playing on the team on an NHL contract the year before? Like, does that even happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem
Jack
like
Johnson.
Especially for
But
he left and came back.
But yeah, and then he came back. He wasn't on PTO. Like, yes, I know you can be on PTO and make the team. Kibby Ranta, Jack Johnson. You've seen that. But I'm saying a person that was on NHL contract and it expires and then comes back with the same team on a PTO.
Oh, with the same team.
Yes.
No, they're going to PTO Foodie.
Why would they do that?
Because they didn't qualify him and he's not worth the time.
Why would they even care, like, at all?
I'm just saying, because the boy can't stay healthy.
Well, folks,
they need to look at their whole AHL roster if we want to talk
we're officially talking about PTOing Foodie, so I think now's a great time for us to end the episode.
Yeah, fingers crossed for what happens in the next week.
Yes, we're really, really good at getting into the weeds. It's kind of our job. But we're talking about getting deep into the weeds. Let me get the machete. Yeah. Thank you so much to the 440 of you currently tuned in live. It means a ton to us that you folks continue to come back to our program. It's the reason why we keep doing it. So please share with your fellow Avalanche fans and just hockey fans in general. Show them what we got going on over here at the Mile High Hockey Lab. Be sure to head on over to milehighhockey.com, where you will see all of our written material. We've got some great things coming out. some dark horse players, a look at rookie camp, stuff like that, please head on over there. You'll see work from Jackie K, myself, a little bit of work from Brennan as well. We got Casey over there, Ryan over there, and cheers to Ryan O'Hara, whose birthday is today, and still he ended up at the rink with Brennan to cover the Avalanche. He's a dedicated fella.
I'm tired.
And be sure to I'm tired. Be sure to give us a follow on X at all caps MHH_lab and at Mile High Hockey. And lastly, head on over to Hockey Mountain High, where you will see where more of Brennan's work, as well as Evan, who's not currently on the program today. But check Evan Lou out, freaking butthole. And then go on over to see what Ezra Parter's got going on. He's usually on the program as well. We're going to do our best to get a full slate going in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the 111th edition of the Mile High Hockey Lab. Until next time, go Avalanche.
Thank you for tuning into the Mile High Hockey Lab.